course, it's always good to know a few different ways to play dominant seventh chords, not just in jazz, but in blues, you know, especially, and rock as well. So here's a G seventh or G dominant seventh at the second fret, barring across all 6 strings. Your second finger is playing the 4th fret on the G string, and then your ring finger is playing the 5th fret on the A string. And that's probably the most common voicing that most people know of that chord. And of course, you can also add your pinky to the 6th fret on the 2nd string on the B string, and you get a classic Beatlesque type G7. Okay, and moving to the 5th string, we are barring across the first 5 strings now at the 5th fret. Your ring finger is playing the 5th fret on the D string, and your pinky is playing the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and that would be a C dominant 7th. Or just a C7 if you like. And I know I've said it several times already, but please remember, all of these chords are movable. Cool and fun, especially with classic rock and blues. Okay, here is a dominant 7th off of the 4th string, the D string. I'll play this at the 2nd fret, so we'll make an E7. So I'm on the 2nd fret with the index finger, okay? And then the 4th fret on the G string with the ring finger, the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, the B string, and then your pinky's also on the 4th fret on the 1st string. And again, and that's a cool sound. It kind of gives you that high-end dominant 7th sound. And then here's a C7th at the open position, if you want to call it that, which I think is a voicing that most people know. You simply take a C chord and you add a dominant 7th to it, 3rd fret on the G string, and you have yourself a C7 chord. And of course, this is movable as well. You just want to be sure not to play the 1st string or the 6th string. And a few variations on the dominant 7th chord voicing would be 9th chords like C9, C7 sharp 9, the classic Hendrix chords. So I'll share those with you as well. This is a C9 chord, 3rd fret with your 2nd finger on the 5th string, 1st fret, index finger on the 2nd string, and then using your 3rd finger and your pinky, you're pegging the 2nd string and the 3rd string at the 3rd fret. And that's a great chord. And to make the classic Jimi Hendrix chord, the C7 sharp 9, or just the 7 sharp 9 chord, you simply take your pinky and you raise it a half step. And that gives you that classic Hendrix chord. So there you go, some dominant 7th type voicings. Okay, and 13th chords are also in what I call the dominant 7th family. This is a F sharp 13th at the 2nd fret. We're barring across all 6 strings, and you'll see right off the bat that it looks remarkably like a regular dominant 7th. We've got the 2nd finger playing the 3rd fret on the G string, the 3rd finger, or the ring finger, playing the 4th fret on the A string, which gives us a dominant 7th chord, and then we're adding a 13th to the 4th fret on the 2nd string. Okay. also play a 13th off of the 5th string, the A string. Index finger at the 2nd fret, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, G string, and then you can use your pinky if you'd like to bar across the 2 bottom strings at the 4th fret. And of course the D string is muted out. And those also, as I say, belong to what I call the dominant 7th family. And then we move into minor ninths, okay? And I think the most common jazz type minor ninth also has a minor 7th in it, but it's often just referred to as a minor ninth, so that's what I'm going to call it here, okay? This is a C minor ninth, which is a really beautiful sounding chord, and I'm on the 3rd fret on the 5th string using the 2nd finger. And then with the 1st finger, I'm reaching over to the 1st fret on the D string. And then the ring finger is playing the 3rd fret on the G string, and the pinky is playing the 3rd fret on the B string. Now this is how you play what I call a straight minor ninth. It has no minor 7th added to it. That's quite a stretch if you're not used to it, but you're barring across all 6 strings at the 5th fret. And I use my 2nd finger to play the 7th fret on the 5th string, and then my pinky to play the 9th fret on the D string. And then playing that same type of chord voicing off of the 5th string, we'll use a D minor ninth here. You're barring the first 5 strings again at the 5th fret, and with my ring finger I'm playing the 7th fret on the D string. With my pinky I'm playing the 9th fret on the G string, and then we're playing the 6th fret on the B string. Okay, so that's quite a little stretch again, but it sounds beautiful. And here's a nice way to play an A minor ninth in an open position. In fact, some of you may know this chord already. I'm on the 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 4th string using my 2nd finger, and then the pinky is playing the 4th fret on the G string. And here's just a few more bouncing around off the top of my head. Diminished chords, of course, are very common in jazz, but they're also popular and very common in pop music and everywhere else. This is a B diminished at the 2nd fret. I'm on the 2nd fret on the A string using the 2nd finger. The index finger is on the 3rd fret on the D string. And the 1st finger is on the 1st fret on the G string. And then the pinky is on the 3rd fret on the B string. It's sort of a passing type chord, a transitional chord, but it's in a lot of music and it sounds really cool. This is a 6/9 chord. You can find this in Steve Vai's Call It Sleep, I believe it is. I haven't listened to it for a while. I may have to go back and do that. But this is a 6/9 chord. It's a really sweet sound. All movable, of course, just like all the other chords. You can play this a couple of different ways. I'm playing it with my 3rd finger at the 3rd fret on the A string, and then using my 1st finger and my 2nd finger, I'm playing the 2nd fret on the D and the G string, and then the pinky is playing the 3rd fret on the B string. But you can also play that like so by barring. Whichever way you like is totally cool. And as a note, you can also play a diminished chord off of the 4th string, of course. Here is an E diminished off of the D string. 2nd fret, index finger, 3rd fret, ring finger on the G string, 2nd fret again on the B string, and then your pinky's on the 3rd fret on the bottom string. Also, another chord that I like is suspended seconds, or 2 chords. This is a B suspended second at the 2nd fret. Very cool sounding chord. And I'm barring at the 2nd fret all 5 strings, ring fingers on the 4th fret on the D string, and the pinkies on the 4th fret on the G string. That's a really cool chord. Frank Zappa used to use a lot of 2 chords in his compositions, like the Black Page and St. Alfonso's, you know, all those tunes, because it really freed him up, I think, melodically to explore melodies and polyrhythms and things that he really liked. So there you go. Again, just an introduction to some jazz-type voicings. You can really go to Mars with this stuff, okay? And I think there's plenty of books out there, probably just exhausting books on jazz chord voicings, but you can really do a lot of cool stuff. And remember, if you want to find a new chord, try moving a finger.